Hi, this is CJ, and this is 316 Seconds. Let's go. I do believe that we have an adversary who is ruthless, an adversary who is pretty tactical in his onslaught. We have an adversary who knows what he's doing, but I don't think he's the smartest person in the room, and here is why. Though his plans may change from time to time, his tactic has remained the same. The way he tries to get us to sin has remained the same. So, I think we should take a deep dive into the dissection of the anatomy of sin. Our dissection must commence at the very definition of sin. How do we define sin? Some things are obviously clear. Murder is sin. Stealing is sin. Adultery is sin. But at the bottom of every sinful act, there is this common denominator. Anything that you do that rivals or questions the authority of God and His Word to direct and lead your decisions is sin. The record of the very first sin from the book of Isaiah chapter 14 verse 12 reads, "How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. How you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened the nations. For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit on the mount of the congregation on the farthest sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." That is sin. That which questions the authority and the supremacy of God as number one in our lives. But let's see how the devil subtly sneaks sin into things we do, because his game has remained the same from way back in the Garden of Eden. Genesis chapter 3 opens with the encounter between the serpent and the woman. And the serpent speaks and he says, "Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die." "You will not surely die," the serpent said to the woman. "For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food, and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. I have an acronym, S.I.N, which spells sin. S stands for selfish, I stands for insidious, and N stands for noun. Anytime you're confronted with something, someone, or an idea that offers these experiences, while at the baseline undermining the authority of God, you are definitely being tempted by the enemy. So let's go back to the scripture and see how we can identify all the points that mark selfish, that mark insidious, and mark noun from the encounter between Eve, Adam, and the serpent. So while the devil introduces his conversational piece by saying, "What did God really say?" as you read on through that conversation, you quickly realize that he eliminates God from the picture and focuses all the benefits on Eve. He talks about how this will make her better, how this will open her eyes. That is selfish. And he does it in such a way because he did say the name of God. It comes across as being authentic, but it is a trap. He makes it so subtle that you almost believe that this has to be the will of God. That is the insidious, subtle part of sin. The next thing he offers is that he offers instant gratification. He says, listen, if you do this, your eyes will be opened. When? Now. And you will be like God. There is that deceit again. He throws God into the picture, and it almost makes you think that this has to be God. anytime you face a situation that offers you nothing but selfish, insidious, and noun ideas that belittle the authority and the supremacy of God, that is sin. There's some things that are going around in popular culture, some things some of us are a part of, that if you pulled back, you will identify the S, the I, and the N. Nothing that dishonors God, nothing that sets you above God, nothing that insidiously sends you down a slippery slope with the offer of present and instant gratification can be of God. Here is a nugget of wisdom as we wrap up today's episode. Not all that glitters is God.